You've seen this guy at the bar. He walks up, he's trying way too hard. He needs this girl to like him. And it's visible from across the room. She feels it immediately. Everybody does. And that same energy exists in your business. It exists with your marketing and it exists in sales. And it costs you the sale the same way it costs him getting her number. My name is Colin Charles. This is Enoch Marketing. This is Law 5 of our series on human nature. So what are we talking about? Today, we're talking about value association. We, as humans, have a cognitive tie or cognitive association between scarcity and value. Now, then again, these things are not necessarily true because something can be abundant and still valuable. But the association between that which is scarce or rare and what is valuable are deeply tied. We believe that if it's rare, it must be valuable, and if it's common, it must be cheap. And this shortcut or heuristic runs in the back of every purchase decision, every relationship, every judgment about whether someone or something is worth pursuing. It's human nature, and understand this, it's human nature to want the things that you cannot have, because that tie to what is scarce is so deeply ingrained into human nature. And if you're in business, you're operating inside that psychology, whether you know it or not. Robert Greene refers to this by saying, become an elusive object of desire. His historical anchor in this case is Coco Chanel. Chanel built one of the most desired brands in the history by limiting her availability and being deliberately selective. She cultivated mystery. She withdrew at strategic moments and she made people come to her. The desire that she created was proportional to the distance that she maintained. Robert Greene writes, "The moment you allow yourself to be possessed completely, the value you have in their eyes will decrease. It is by being aloof that you generate desire." Now let's take this back to the bar. Because once you understand the bar analogy, there's a lot that opens up when it comes to sales, marketing, etc. So we're back in the bar. And there's a gentleman over there, and he is just riddling this young lady with questions. He wants to know about her love life, or beforehand, where she came from. What he's trying to do is make her feel seen or important. He's trying to extract approval. And he is adjusting his personality in order to please her. He's trying his best to remove all of the friction by being completely available. That's nice. He's nice. And as we all know, nice is a turnoff to almost anybody. And that's because the energy of nice is really a conflation of desperation, where you're willing to become or do anything in order to get something from this person. It signals that you/he are needing something, and it communicates a low status. Now, if he had been grounded in himself, if he had understood his value and what he had to offer, he would come across as not needing anything from her. And that's the distinction. When you carry yourself in an air of neediness, like you're trying to solicit something, like you need that offer, you need that pay, you are distasteful. But if you are coming off as someone who's grounded, hey, you know what, I offer this product and I know this product is awesome, your product will begin to do the sale for you. And this carries across different lines. The person who enters into any romantic relationship, professional relationship, otherwise, under the guise of trying to get something out of that relationship, inherently seems untrustworthy because you've undermined the relationship. The beauty is in creating the relationship, not in getting the thing. And the business that communicates that desperate need or that perverse desire will lose the sale in that same way. If that means you have 5 follow-up emails, that you're dropping an unprompted discount, or that the copy is too needy, right? It all signals the same thing. It signals to your audience that you need them more than they need you. And the moment that signal is received, the sales become significantly harder to close. Now, this is just my insight, and this is something that I've learned and I've watched in my time doing sales, and something you all need to know. If you have to convince someone of your value, then the product is not speaking for itself. And that act of convincing confirms the doubt on the opposite party. Now, you've already told them that if you have to oversell your product, you have to convince them of the value. They don't see the value. You're actually discouraging. It is the idea of he doth protest too much. If you are overselling yourself, you are actually undermining your ability to make the sale. It's like you're trying to lie, so you keep talking more, hoping that they glance over the details. And this concept applies to every element of your branding. Your price communicates your confidence in your product. If you lower it under pressure, you have just told the market that what you're producing is not worth the original number. Your response time communicates your demand. Now, again, in a market where we are today and it's digital stuff, you should answer as quickly as possible. But if we're talking available at all hours, it signals that no one else is really calling. Your follow-up frequency communicates your pipeline. So if you're sending 5 emails in 3 days, it signals to your lead that they are the only lead you have. If you have value, strength, status, ability, or power, you don't have to flaunt. If you're powerful and you're secure in who you are, you don't need to prove that to anybody. And the essence of not having to prove it is attractive. And now, not only to significant others, but also to potential business partners and clients. That's the law, the whole thing. Don't be desperate. Chill. We covered a concept about social proof back in phase 1, around episode 10, where Cialdini showed us the principle that people follow the behaviors of others. Scarcity and social proof, therefore, reinforce themselves. The brand that does not need a customer already signals that their business is good. And that makes customers want it more. But if you seem desperate and needy, it seems like you don't have the means to provide something of real value. Because if you were providing value, people would be coming to you. It's a cognitive tie. It's not necessarily true per se, but you have to understand these are the laws of human nature that operate in our environment. So here's a couple of my thoughts. This is back to selling puzzles door to door. 8, 9 businesses ago, a long time ago. I was selling puzzles. And at that time, I was much younger, not as confident. And we were overselling these puzzles to the point of worthlessness. Going door to door, asking anybody who had ears, hey, would you be interested in these puzzles? And the product was worth something. It wasn't a super expensive, it's a low ticket product, but it was worth something. And here we are pitching, explaining, justifying, working hard to communicate the value when what was needed was we just needed people to see the value. We pushed so hard it looked desperate, and that's because we were desperate. But the harder we work to convince people that the product was worth buying, the more we communicate that it probably wasn't worth buying. The oversell confesses a lack of value. Now, contrast with that with how we do Enoch marketing today. Completely different. This content in this series is free. The first 15 episodes from phase 1, completely free. There's 5 episodes of this one that are live. This will be the 6th, completely free. All of the frameworks, every citation, no paywall. There's a lead magnet that is also free. The audit is also free because we don't feel like we need to chase you. Now, there is a bit of a difference. Just because we're offering free stuff doesn't mean that we don't want to sell. It's not that we're desperate. It's that we found so much good stuff that we can just put it out there and know we'll be fine. We're not chasing anybody. We're just building something that's worth finding. And we found so much that is valuable that we're not going to put it behind the price wall for you to see it. But the people find it. And they are typically looking exactly for stuff like this. It's the inbound model that we built back in phase 1. The awareness campaign, now the engagement campaign, the warm-up stack. All of this is designed to make the right people come to us. And it's not because we're withholding, but it's because we're grounded. Now, side note here, I have to say this because we're really catching momentum for ourselves right now. And between what we've done with the AI, with the meta ads, with the Google ads, with our strategies, with our customers that we've already had, with these videos, with being able to produce these at scale, I am convinced beyond the shadow of a doubt that there literally is nothing that we couldn't do. There's nothing. We do CrossFit because I love CrossFit, like Murph shirt, and I love the community in CrossFit. But we could do this with nail salons. We could do this with any of the 8 other businesses that I've tried and failed. I could take what I have right now and go make $1 million doing anything. I'm not worried. However, I do love this community. Learning and growing and sharpening, as we discussed in earlier episodes, all of that is part of the journey. And when you're in that journey, you change. When you start a business, you change. When you do CrossFit, you change. And that changing is what is the actual value. And I have the goal of helping you go on your journey because you're the hero of this whole series, as one is. But shameless plug, I'm living my dream already. I have everything I could have wished for or asked. And this will get posted on Monday, the 22nd of June. Call me a year later, you're going to see how far and above we are because we have everything we need. We don't need a sale. God is good. Anyway, as we were, there's a difference between manufacturing scarcity or fake eliciting scarcity or trying to seem pompous and puffed up and genuine confidence. Manufactured scarcity is a trick. People feel it and it erodes trust. Cough, corporate America. Genuine confidence is a standard. And people feel that too. And that builds trust. It's your job to know the difference. So, as we always do, why you should care. What your branding is actually saying. Let's bring this in scope of your gym. Every element of your branding is sending a signal about your value. Your membership price, your willingness to give a discount, how fast you respond to inquiries, how hard your content works to convince people that you are good. All of this is signals. And your audience is reading those signals, whether they are conscious of it or not. The gym that holds its price communicates its confidence in its product. The gym that discounts on the first conversion communicates that it never was worth the original price. The gym that consistently talks about how great its coaching is without showing results communicates that it's an insecurity or an insecure gym that's dressed up as enthusiasm. It's when you're not that good, so you try to overshow it. It's all very simple. And here's the principle. Show them the results and shut up. Your product will talk for itself. Your work will talk for itself. Your members' transformations that are worth more than any ad or any copy will speak for itself. The video of someone hitting a PR that they never thought was possible does way more for your brand than a month of posts about your programming. Let your product speak and hold the standard. Now, I can't end an episode without talking about Poor Post Pete. Poor Post Pete has been getting leads. Not many, but some. He's been following up with every single one of them, like he should, and like his business depends on it. Because right now, it does. He responds within minutes, and at worst, a couple hours. He's dropped his price twice in 3 weeks to close deals that never closed anyway. He's given away strategy in the first conversation that should be delivered as a paid service, and his leads are getting cold. Not because the product is wrong, because Pete is the guy at the bar. And the desperation is visible. And the need is visible. And as we established, that neediness communicates on trustworthiness. Now, Pete thinks if I just show them how much I know, they'll see the value, and I just need one more conversion. However, Pete, one more conversion is not the answer. The answer is a better product that speaks for itself. Documented results, a standard held without apology. You cannot convince your way into being valuable. You have to be valuable and let the right people find out. With that being said, I have to say this because I'm excited about it. We've developed dashboards now so our customer bases can go into our website and find all of their information from all of the ads that they're running, the statuses on their websites, how their ads are performing across multiple platforms, one place, one trend, everything with it. So as soon as you can log into it, you can see exactly what needs to be changed. Of course, we also walk you through step by step. This is how this is performing. This is how it's not. This is what I recommend we change. But we've been able to produce some amazing things. Shout out to Raphael. He's the one who's built all of this stuff. The dude is absolutely a genius. And I'm so proud to be on this team. And I'm so proud to be at the helm of such an amazing project. So let's recap. Scarcity and value are cognitively linked. They're not logically necessary, but they're functionally real. Your business operates inside that psychology every day. Desperation is a signal. To oversell is to confess a lack of value. If you have to convince someone of your value, the act of convincing them confirms your doubt. Value, strength, ability never have to flaunt. The essence of not having to prove that you have value is wildly attractive, whether that be in business or in relationships. Show them the results and then shut up. The next episode is going to be Law 6, which is about elevating your perspective and why the people who build things that last are the ones who can see further than anyone into the future. And that is a capacity and a power that will change the way that you go about every little detail in your life. It's one of my favorite episodes. It reminds me a lot of my upbringing. So if you like this, subscribe, share, drop your thoughts and comments. You can find us at enochmarketing.com. Book a call if you're ready to build something that does not need to convince everybody that you don't have value. We'll show your value beautifully. I'm Colin Charles. This is Enoch Marketing, and we will talk soon.